Alright, welcome back everyone, it is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. Of course, this is going to be another game from IEM. I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I run out of these replays to cast, but for the time being, we've got ourselves what should be a fantastic Protoss versus Zerg. The map is Blue Shift, spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. Let me just get that lined up. It's Dark. Dark, one of the top Zergs in the world, playing for Team Gosu Crew. Always a treat to watch and just sometimes looks like an absolute monster. Now his opponent, spawning up in the top right-hand side of the map, he's on a barcode, but it's actually Jinair's Trap. Trap, probably one of the most underrated Protoss players out there, as he's just incredibly good at the game. As he plays on Jinair, so he's on a team with guys like Rogue, SOS, Cure, Maru. So, like, he's one of the very good components of that team. For now, Trap coming across the map, getting a pylon block off on Dark, so being a nuisance, but Dark's actually returning the favor this game. Gonna be going for a hatchery block here. So, Trap's gonna have to deal with that. Now, not pulling any more probes or anything yet to deal with this, but, I mean, Dark is hatchery blocking Trap here. He's delayed his own expo. Behind this, Dark is a spawning pool on the way, so Dark's committing to a bit of aggression. Dark is one of the only Zerg players who will really consistently do this build, but it seems to work out a little bit different every time. There's no sort of like set meta for the whole hatchery blocking of Protoss thing. Trap, though, probably dealt with it a few times, pulling 4 probes now in total to work away on this. Chrono boosting out a Zealot, which will add a lot of damage to begin working away on that gateway. One more probe has come to join in on this, start working away on that hatchery. We'll see if it's going to be able to get up. Both these players probably know the timings for this. Trap, it's more important that he does, as he doesn't want this hatchery to get up, doesn't want Dark to be able to start neatlings or anything like this, but for now, just Trap seemingly doing the exact right amount that he needs to deal with this. Will he be able to cancel that? Yes, he does. He forces a cancel on that hatchery. He's now going to be able to start up his own Nexus, and it's debatable whether this was worth it for Dark. I mean, Trap, he only pulled like 4 workers to deal with that, and Dark had his own expansion delayed a fair bit, so I mean, Dark, I wouldn't say that this was like the best opening in the world for him. I mean, of course, he's got his 3rd base on the way behind this, but I mean, I don't think that hurt Trap as much as Dark would have liked. Now, a Stalker's being chrono boosted out for Trap, going to be able to start working away on this Overlord. Fortunately for Dark, there's this high ground place, so Trap's not going to be able to kill that Overlord off, just forcing it to get on out of there. Trap's got a probe moving across the map as this game is going on. We are moving past that Proxy hatchery. Probe for Trap is out on the map. Not sure if Dark knows about it or not. A couple lings are heading out in every direction for Dark. This is just going to head into what seems like a normal game following this up. Trap has a Stargate on the way already. Dark's getting up his 3rd hatchery, his speed, everything else on the way. But looks like Dark did know about this probe, as he is actively hunting that out. Going to find this probe. The probe's going to head on in, confirm the 3rd base. Ling speed not just yet done, so we'll see what this probe's able to get done. Probably just diving on in there for the scout. And yeah, oh, gonna try and get away, but I don't think there's escape for this probe, guys. It's not looking too good for him here. Yes, rest in peace. Now, as this game is going on here, we've got Stalker just getting in position to try and deny overlords here. A Phoenix is out now for Trap. Going to be looking for any sort of overlords it can find. Of course, there's the obvious one that's hanging out in this position, but whether there's any more that Trap is going to be able to find, that's the question here. Trap is continuously making Phoenix off his Stargate. No Oracle on the way just yet, which is very notable for a Protoss player. It's a bit of a risk in case the Zerg starts being aggressive with, say, Zerglings or something like that. But for now, Trap is just committing to those Phoenix, and we'll see what he's going to do. It's possible he'll throw up an extra Stargate here, but of course you never know until you see it. Double gas is on the way for Trap. He is still just on the 2 bases, but of course Dark's economy is nothing fantastic just yet. That's just heating up. He's got to invest in the spores, as he's of course knows there's a Stargate out there, while just trying to drone on up as this goes on. Phoenix for Trap isn't looking around as much as I'd like. I mean, it's just checking around these bottom corners, but Dark's got an Overlord hiding up into the north here, which could potentially be picked off. This Overlord's actually going to be looking to get on into the main base. Whether it will or not is a different question because there is a Stalker in position. Trap is committing to the double Stargate Phoenix play here. And, yeah, there we go. These Phoenix just... or this single Phoenix just flying around scouting out, because the main thing is right now, Dark doesn't know what Trap is cooking up behind this wall of his. I mean, he's I'm gonna say it, he's in the dark, guys. He has no idea. That's why this Overlord's trying to sack itself to get on in, but it's not gonna be able to find anything. So Dark, he's got to play blind. He's even throwing up a Spine Crawler because he's scared of what could be coming his way. He doesn't know whether it's, say, a charge lot all in, whether it's like a mass, whether it's, say, like I don't know, it could really be anything, like an Archon drop. It could be disruptors. You don't know if you're Dark. I mean, his mind's got to be racing, wondering what it is, but so far Trap has done the right job shutting down all the scouting. Trap's looking to get up at third base behind this sort of standard one, but as this game has been going on, we've seen Trap, he's just been building up Phoenix. They're out on the map now, so Dark is going to be able to start reacting to that. He's triple pumping Queens right now. But 6 Phoenix suddenly showing up can be a challenge. Looks like 2 Overlords are going to be found here already. That's a nice find there for Trap. Going to supply block his opponent. Looks like these Phoenix think they're coming on in, but there is enough Queens here for Dark to shoo them away. We'll see. I mean, Phoenix usually can try and get something done. As this game is going on, +1 is on the way for Trap, so he's really committing to these Phoenix. He's going to... or he doesn't have a third base on the way yet, which is a little bit concerning, but look at these Phoenix just flying right on in, lifting up a good number of drones here. I mean, his own economy isn't fantastic for Trap as he doesn't have a third base on the way yet, but his Phoenix count and the damage he's getting done is already starting to mount up. He's killed off 7 Overlords this game and only lost 2 probes. The losses are minimal for Trap here. As I say that, 2 Adepts, nope, they're just kidding, they're safe from the shield battery, so Trap is going to be wanting to get up his own third base behind this, but Dark is looking to answer this with a Spire. Most likely Corruptors. You can't exactly make mutas to deal with Mass Phoenix, but even the Corruptors may have a challenge dealing with this because there's already 10 Phoenix out. They're going to be having +1 on the way, so, I mean, Phoenix, they're not good versus Corruptors, but they're not horrible. Trap's going to come on in, lift up one of these Queens to be able to pick her off from the scene of things, grab a couple of drones. So far doing a good job keeping all of his Phoenix up. Got to be careful. Might lose 1 or 2 on the way out here. Oh, doesn't quite though. Look at that. Some of those Phoenix are in the red there. Got to be careful, but here comes in Trap, seeing an opportunity, lifting up 2 of the Queens here, picking them both off, getting everything that he can. He's now got his third base on the way and is transitioning into charge +1. Robo, Templar Archives on the way, so the standard Protoss sort of follow-up to this opening. Trap got a bit of damage done, but it might be a little bit concerning here, as there's going to be 9 Phoenix that are going to be taking on 11 Corruptors, so Trap is going to need some form of anti-airs. The Phoenix alone aren't going to be able to cut it. They won't be able to contest this. They're going to be able to grab up another Queen, of course, but oh, actually they're going to be able to pick off a Corruptor here, but I mean, as the mass Corruptors sort of come out, these Phoenix are really limited. That +1 does make them contend a little bit more here, but Dark is still just going to have too many of these Corruptors from the scene of things, although, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Trap's shown pretty good Phoenix control so far this game. Third base is on the way as this is going on. Dark's realizing, all right, you're not committing into mass Phoenix. He's going to fly on in with his Corruptors. Once he sort of confirms what's out there, he should be pretty fine. But look at this. Trap is going to be fighting these Corruptors. Shield battery helps the Phoenix out a little bit, but it's not really a winning battle. As this is going on, though, look at this. The Corruptors, they come on in. They see that Trap is going to be looking to go for a push right now, and that's why Dark has been pumping these Roaches, but there is going to be charge. There's going to be +1, and Archon's in with this, so we'll see if Dark's going to be able to hold on. Right now, the Phoenix are just flying around. The Phoenix and Corruptors doing their own thing, but Trap is coming on in right now with a big attack. His Prism was picked off, though, so not able to warp in more Zealots. It looks like Dark's going to be able to hold on the ground and doing a good job in the skies as well. Phoenix still flying around, being chased by these Corruptors, but so far, good hold there for Dark. For all the harassment that Trap has got done, Dark is not in a bad situation. We look at the supply. Of course, it's a little bit Roach inflated here, but Dark's still on 4 bases, getting up his Hydra Den, and just at least getting some of his own upgrades here. These Phoenix, they're still flying by, finding these Corruptors, but no, I mean, Trap coming on in with these Phoenix, looking for whatever he can get. Might be able to get a couple of drones. That's a nice find there for Phoenix that their time really has passed, so anything he picks up here Yeah, it looks like he'll get a few more drones. Nicely done by Trap, getting that at least. But he's going to be able to deal with this attack that's incoming. He should have out a couple of Immortals and Stalkers. He's got them at his natural. Worried about these Corruptors coming on in, but he's got to hold on for now. Getting some force fields off, locking up a good portion of this army. Phoenix coming in, maybe could lift up some of those Roaches and Ravagers. He opts not to, though. Looks like Trap was busy trying to shoot away those Corruptors at his natural as well. Good choice to leave those Stalkers there to make sure that he doesn't lose a Nexus, because that really hurts. But what a crazy PvZ we've got so far. Dark churning out more drones, getting up his upgrades. I mean, this is just a beautiful Protoss versus Zerg we've been able to watch so far. More shield batteries getting up for Trap. He is on 3 bases. Might want to get up something else at some point or go for a big push. He's got Psystorm on the way, a Robo on the way. We'll see if he does throw up a 4th base or whether he's really just going to go for it and try and kill Dark. I feel like either is a valid option, but this game, man, all right, these Phoenix and Corruptors all still alive. Right now, the count is 5 Phoenix to 5 Corruptors. Not a fight, I think, that the Phoenix can take, but and that's exactly why Dark has made the Corruptors. You're just able to shark around with them, and just continuously using them for vision is what the Phoenix are being. Might be able to grab a Ravager or something, though. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome, but as this is going on, it looks like Trap's going to be moving in for another attack. He's down on supply as Dark is pretty much maxed out, but still, a 90 supply Protoss army is pretty formidable. Look at this, the Corruptors coming in for Dark, though, finding something, getting it done, though. Denies a 4th base for Trap. That definitely hurts the Protoss player who's looking to, or who's now forced to pull back. And, yeah, all right, these Phoenix are coming on in, looking to get a couple of drones here and there. So, I mean, the Phoenix are still getting kills 11 minutes into this game, but I'm not sure on this situation for Trap. He does have Psystorm done, which will definitely help out versus the Roaches. And, I mean, this Protoss army is not bad versus what Dark has. I mean, the Zealots, Immortals, Psystorm, it's generally what Protoss wants to deal with Roach, Ravager, Hydra, depending on the engagement. Psystorms are starting to be dropped right now. Corrosive Bile is raining down, but this is looking pretty good for Trap as he gets off some massive Psystorms there on the Protoss army. Even more storms going down. Dark is trying to split. The High Templar, they've used their storm. They're now just morphing into those Archons. These Corruptors not able to snipe off anything, and it looks like Dark loses a large chunk of his army there. The formidable Protoss army manages to beat back the Zerg there, and now Trap is going to be moving across the map. He's still got some Immortals, still got some Archons, and Dark is just scrambling to make what he can. He does have 25 Hydras on the way, which is no small number. Trap will have another couple of Psystorms in this army at some point, though, so he's just got to hold on for now. Zealot's going to be stepping forward, buffering for this army. Trap wants to do the typical counter push for now. Lands a Psystorm there on the Zerg army, forcing him back. Immortals are trading out here, but this is looking like a pretty formidable number of Hydras. Though Dark knows he needs to hold this, he's pulling the drones even to buffer for this a little bit. Hydra's getting on top of the Immortals, starting to pick some of them off. Those units, I mean, they're decent, but they do need a buffer, and that buffer is basically gone. Attempted recall going down for Trap, only going to save 1 Immortal, though. The remainder of the units are retreating, so Dark has effectively held for now. Both players looking a little bit of a rough shape right now, as Dark had to pull a lot of drones to hold on to. These High Templar getting off of Psystorm on the Hydras there, just getting whatever they can, but now we're seeing Dark. He's just continuously pumping out these Hydras and Roaches, wanting to make it happen. He's only on 59 workers. He's on 5 bases, but still able to pick off the 4th base of Trap, which is very good for the Zerg. Picks off the Warp Prism, going to be forcing that Protoss player to continuously retreat right now. There is Psystorm in the hopper here, just getting ready there, so this should be able to help force the Zerg back. Phoenix going to fly on over, still alive in this fight, actually going to come on in, lift up some of these Hydras. Believe it or not, the Phoenix are helping out at the 13-minute mark in this game. And this is just such a scrappy PvZ. Army supply is equal. However, Dark, I mean, he's at least got up a couple more drones, squeezing some out here and there. And the main thing to note is he denied the 4th base of Trap, and it's really getting rough for Trap. His main base is starting to get very close to being mined out, as he's already lost a couple of mineral patches. His natural mining out. His 3rd base won't last too much longer from the seam of things. So Trap, he's got to try and get up that 4th base, but the damage might have already been done by Dark. We'll see how the supply looks as these two players sort of take a minute, start building up supply once again. Trap gonna probably make some more Archons here. And he's built up a good immortal count once again. And keep in mind, guys, the main thing about this game is that Dark hasn't been doing this more standard Zerg thing in which you eventually try and sort of hit the Brood Lords, which will allow you to sort of shut down the Protoss Heart. These immortals coming down, by the way. Gonna teach these roaches a lesson for bullying. But now we see Trap is trying to get up that 4th base. Dark knows it. Both players are taking a minute here. Trap's getting out a Warp Prism. Let's take a look at the income here, if we can. There we are. Looks like, yeah, Dark is ahead for now, but Trap will be getting up his 4th base. But, oh, I love this choice coming out of Dark right now. I mean, I was saying he's not Techno Broodlers, but another valid tech choice is to make Swarm Host, and Dark just suddenly managed to squeeze out 16 Swarm Hosts, and suddenly his supply skyrockets, and there's going to be a lot of Locusts heading towards his opponent. Trap those steps forward. He did manage to pick off that base, getting a little bit of harassment in here, actually getting some Zealots into Dark's economy, which isn't great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. And did Trap spot these Swarm Hosts? He's gonna have to deal with them as this game is going on. He's got up his 4th base. It's so critical that he keeps that alive so he can be able to transfer workers there. But, I mean, these Swarm Hosts could cause a lot of trouble for the Protoss player. The Zerg is moving on in right now. There goes a wave of Locusts coming on in. There's some Psystorm being dropped. Doesn't connect with many of the Locusts there, so a fair few of these are going to need to be getting used. The Locusts are starting to fall. They get a couple of shots off. Looks like Trap should be able to force us back. Actually getting some beautiful Psystorms there on the Zerg army, but the Zerg still manages to retreat with that. But the thing about Locust is that they are constant. They are ever coming at you. So Trap, he's got to hold on, and I mean the next wave, it's already 3/4 of the way done, just 10 seconds until the next wave is going to be able to fly, and Trap's got to deal with this. He's been forced to split up his army by Dark, who's got units pretty much poking him at every location. And the thing about the Locust is you can deal with them, but you generally need a big group of your army to do so. You just want to be able to pick them off quickly. But a chunk of your army might not be able to do that. Psystorm being dropped on these Locusts. They're actually going to be trying to pick off the Nexus here with the Hydra and Roach support. Looks like Trap did manage to keep it alive. He's trying to hold on at his 3rd base here as this goes on. I mean, that's almost mined out, but every base matters right now. Immortal and a couple Zealots desperately trying to hold on, but that Immortal not being pulled back right now. Trap's trying to hold on, but the army supply really telling a story right now. And he's just even starting to run out of Psystorm. He's keeping his critical 4th base alive. He pushed the Zerg away at his 3rd base, but Dark's with a pretty decent economy, just able to keep this going, and it's not costing Dark a lot to make these attacks happen. We may even see him start reaching into higher techs, but he's just constantly hitting his opponent, and suddenly, oh no, there's just 3 Immortals at this base. The remainder of the units are not there, so Trap, his 4th base is under fire. The Immortals trying to do what they can, but there's no way this Nexus stays alive. These Locusts will annihilate the probes as they retreat. The 3rd base is under fire, and the army supply is telling one hell of a story right now. Dark gonna be chasing these Archons away. Trap, he's got a decent Protoss army, but it's just so much Zerg at this point. He's got Psystorm, so I mean, you want to say there's always a chance, but the army supply, it's really telling a story right now, guys. And let's see, looks like Roaches and Hydras committing to that 3rd base. That's not going to happen. Those Immortals still pretty formidable at this point in the game. But Trap feels he has no choice but to go for it, and go for it he is. He's stepping forward. There's going to have to be some Psystorm to pick off these Locusts, but Dark getting us around. Oh, Trap not storming with these Templar, forcing them to morph into an Archon. His army split. There's just not enough left. Dark manages to take it after that crazy Protoss versus Zerg there. And all right, what a game. Now, yeah, thanks so much to everyone who tuned on in. If you guys enjoyed this cast, you know the drill. Make sure to hit that like button if you made it to the end. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this sort of commentary content, make sure to hit that subscribe button as I'm putting out a fair bit of that content. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.